Leslie, did you have anything else?
Is that good?
He's really fun. He's a lot of fun.
Just a personality.
They're great kid dogs. If you have children or grandchildren, they're extremely good, even though they growl and whatever. They don't seem to do that with the kids. They're just great with children. That's all I can say. I have 3 grandchildren, and my granddaughter paints ours toenails. Today she has clean ones because they've been in weeks. But yeah, she'll put ribbons in their hair, and they just lay there and let them do whatever they want. So I have like wall-to-wall dog. I have 3 of these, so they lay there and they use them like I don't know, for television, laying in there between them when they watch TV. They just lay there with their heads back on. They don't bother. Like do nothing. Your turn.
You missed her?
Well,
I know you haven't lived with this
yeah,
dog.
she's very mellow.
Michaela.
Normally walks pretty. She's a little flying steak. She's got a lot of company. But
Daddy,
she doesn't seem to drool as much as Luffy. Very, very little, actually. And he's about half the size of the Newfoundland. He's 6 years old.
there we go. You can probably find a nice spot.
You serious? What are you bringing me through here for?
Cake? No. Princess? No. Cake?
Tell us the best things about having Joker in your family.
Punchline.
The punchline. Well, the way he ended up with his name, my wife was actually holding him when he was two weeks old, and I took a photo of her holding him on her forearm, and right after that photo, I told her to smell puppy breath because she never smelled it before, and she leaned forward, and he didn't have his eyes or ears open yet, and he belched up her nose, and he was Mr. Orange at the time, and I didn't know I was getting him until he was 5.5 weeks old, and I went back through the photos, and I was trying to figure out a name for him because I was looking at 3 different names, and I realized this dog belched up my wife's nose. I go, oh, that sounds like his name's Joker's Wild. And he's been pulling pranks ever since. He's been quite the comedian. I was sleeping in bed one Saturday, and I heard him come running up the stairs, and heard my wife come stomping up. She goes, "Where's the broom?" And she's in bed with me and looks at me like, "What broom?" And we had a new broom that he dropped right in front of the bed, so I couldn't see it, and she had to pick it up. So he had to run up the stairs with this broom handle sitting with his head sideways. So he'll sit there and hide stuff from you and look at you like, "What? I don't know what you're talking about." So he's just a prankster. But he's fun to be around. He loves everybody. Just loves attention.
Sue, what's some of the best things about having this new puppy in your life?
The best thing about having Annie is we can actually have a cup of coffee after Ed gets up in the morning, because when he gets up, we have a routine that she goes and grabs her ball, and he sets it on the stairs space, and he throws the ball, and she comes and gets it, and I go in the front room and get a cup of coffee.
They just entertain each other.
Yeah, and she sleeps through the night. She's housebroke. I've never had a problem with her. She only did one little bad job and 2 pellets. And the last thing that she did, I said, "Did you do that?" She turned around and looked at it and barked at it. Really cute. We should have a picture. But she's doing really well. For a puppy, she's doing really good, and she loves people and other dogs. I mean, this is going to be a people dog. She loves people and dogs, and I hope that will be a heart for her. I think that would really be fun for her.
Fun. Bob, what's the best thing about having a Newfoundland in your life?
Probably just their personality and they love people.
She's been active in a huge variety of programs in our park. Very cool. Let's swing to the back. What's the best thing about having Newfoundlands in your life?
Well, I guess the best thing I remember from your talk last year, that one of Seaman's things he did for the exhibition was be an icebreaker with the Indians. I remember that comment, and And he certainly has been that for me, and I cannot go on a walk with him without talking to a dozen or more people. One day in Seaside with the tourists in, I just tried to walk to the turnaround and back, and it was about a 3-hour trip. Probably 1,000 pictures. In fact, I've run into people who have seen his picture first. Oh, there he is, in person. There's Sam. The picture's flying around Seaside. Yeah, the other little thing he's done for me that I didn't know was going to happen is I substitute teach, but you know, Seaside's fairly small, and I'm out in the community with him, and so I'm not known as the mean old sub these days. I kind of known the guy with the big dogs, so that has helped me in the classroom. Just have an easier day.
Toby's just a love bug. He likes to just lay around on the couch and watch TV and sit in your lap and sit right next to you and lay on your feet. And sometimes you trip because he's so close. Sammy likes hair things that you put your hair up. With these little round things, he eats those. So we have to keep buying new ones. We can't use them after he's done with them. You don't see him for a couple
We do find
weeks.
them.
Yeah, we do. But you don't want to use them again. Pretty slobbery, and they can throw slobber for quite a ways. So
Talking about the good things, the 6 8
that is a good thing. Oh, good.
championship slobber throwing.
Yeah, slobber throwing is a good thing. They're pretty attractive at that. But one of the things we find interesting is we vacuum 3 or 4 times a day. You have to, because there's so much hair. And it's everywhere. Even if you just open a yogurt, you're going to see a hair on it. I mean, it's already closed, and you open it, and there's a hair. You don't know how that happened. They're everywhere. There's hair everywhere all the time. But we don't mind. A lot of people wouldn't want that. You get used to it. It's an acquired taste.
Oh, and the sun's coming out. We were appreciating the clouds to keep the dogs nice and cool. Marty, what's some of the best things about having Bismarck in your life?
Well, we took Bismarck on a cross-country trip last year. He swam in every river that Seaman got to swim in. But the really good thing about having a dog like this on a trip is you don't need to pay for hookups in a campground, because one of these in a camper van will keep the whole thing warm.
Matt, would you like to introduce yourself and your dog, and then tell us some of the best things about living with him?
Okay, my name is Matt Jeffers. I live out in Gresham. This is Dr. Dre, or Dre for short. We just got back from going swimming by the canoe, so that's why we're late. He loves his routines. So I have 5 Newfoundlands, and they all go for a 6-mile walk every day, and then they go swimming. So
We'll have to have you send us pictures sometime.
they're on my Facebook.
Oh, there we go. Go to Matt Jeffers' Facebook page and watch him walk his 5 Newfoundland dogs and take them swimming.
My oldest doesn't walk anymore, but he likes his routines. So he wasn't getting to swim, so we had to go swimming.
That's okay. Well, one of our goals today was for right now we want to gather together, but the other points to kind of be spread out so folks can meet them. So if you're spread out down at Matola Landing, that's fine. Very cool. Ralph, what's some of the best things about having Sophie in your life?
The best thing about it is when she gets tired and she just decides to lay down and go to sleep, I can get a cup of coffee.
Hold on, both the puppy owners need that coffee.
she's a lot of fun. She really is. It's like somebody was saying, you go for walks, and, it's an icebreaker. She's a lot of fun to be with. So.
John, what's some of the best things about having Jason and Teddy in your life?
I say just loyal companions. They just have to be with you 24 hours a day. They sleep beside the bed. If I go outside, they go outside with me. I can't even go to the bathroom sometimes. I'll put the crowd in there with me. They just have to be with you.
Velcro.
Yeah.
Lori, would you introduce your new friend and tell us some of the best things about having 2 Newfoundlands in your life?
I never knew it was going to be so much work.
So who is this?
This is Abby, and she just turned 4 months.
Oh, so you're now our slightly youngest one here. Did I do the math right? So she's just 2 weeks younger than these guys, I think.
Well, she's already 49.5 pounds, so. But I have another one, Michaela. She's 3 years old, and unfortunately, Michaela couldn't be here because she's got bad knees and can't walk very well anymore. So, and Abby keeps her company though, so it's kind of nice. I don't have to keep them company all the time.
All right, now you also have the 4-something-month-old. Is there any relation to coffee in your life here?
No, I don't drink coffee.
You don't drink coffee, so that's okay.
But yeah, she keeps you busy. She does keep you busy.
Oh,
but they're fun.
That shirt too. That is very nice. Okay, can I just read your shirt? Sure. She's got a Newfoundland shirt here. Yes, it's a dog. No, it's not a black St. Bernard. No, I don't have a saddle for it. Yes, it's a house dog. No, I don't have a huge house. Yes, you may pet it. No, it does not eat that much. Yes, it drools. Pretty much covers what we're talking about here, so thank you, Lori. That's good. Bob, would you share some of the best things about having Princess and Tank in your life?
These two dogs are wonderful. Newfs, the temperament breeds true, so they're always really smart. They're eager to please their owners, so they're super easy to train. They're very socially aware. They, if it's time to chill out, they'll hang out by your feet. But if it's time to play, they're rambunctious and fun to be around. So, and it's my experience, like everyone else. You go for a walk and you meet lots of new people, and it's very interesting.
So now we learned all the positive stuff. Now we're going to think of the things that, now, and you guys pretty much take this stuff for granted because you are living with them. So you might have to think back to when they first entered your household and some of the things you're like, oh, I didn't know I was going to have to deal with this. And Bob, can we start with you and work backwards?
Sure.
Can you think of anything challenging about living with these guys?
Lots of challenging things. They are big. They pull hard. These collars are like power steering. You don't really pull on them, but you stand still and let the dog figure out that it's not a good idea. The size of the excrement is amazing. Fortunately, they eat much less as adults. Tank, back up. Tank, back up. And this is the other thing. They're super strong. If you get a chance, go to YouTube and look for the video Are Newfies Strong? And you'll see a whole beach full of people being pulled into the water by their dogs. It's very funny. And so Are Newfies Strong? So the size of the excrement, the drool, the shed. But in general, they're eager to please. So, but if they do get stubborn and strong-willed, they can be a challenge because they are very smart.
Now, one thing a lot of people think is a downside, but I've heard from Newfoundland owners over the years, not that big a deal. Maybe as we go back through, remind us how much do you feed your dog every day? So how much do these dogs eat?
Well, you know, when they were growing, they'd eat 4 cups twice a day.
That is a lot.
But now, and that's of a really good quality food. But now they only eat between 1 and 2 cups twice a day. But the other thing is that if you feed them an average dog food like Purina, lifespan 5 to 7 years. But if you feed them a really good quality food like Origin, Cana, some others, one guy guarantees his dogs to 13 years, and 16, 17 years are becoming more common now that we have better food. So you really have to feed them a good quality, meaning expensive food.
Amen.
Very true. And that's, of course, the worst thing about having any pet is their lifespans are too short. But yeah, if you can work on increasing the lifespan just by spending a little more money for something that's really good for them to eat, that's excellent. Very cool. Let's find out. John, can you think of any challenges with having 2 Newfoundlands in your life?
Oh, yeah. They shed, they slobber, and the slobber just doesn't go straight down. They shake, and it just goes. And if you don't wipe it off, it turns to concrete in about 5 minutes. Yeah. And like I say, they eat. He eats 6 cups. 3 cups twice a day, so 6 cups of food, plus we put canned fish on top and a sweet potato, and they eat better than we do, probably. They eat a lot. And then, of course, that creates poop in the yard, so between the 2 of them, I'm probably 4 or 5 gallons of poop a week. I sweep out the yard and get rid of. So that's one of the challenges, so just keeping the house clean and taking care of the poop and feeding them. And then, like somebody said, they love their routine. And usually around 4 or 5 o'clock afternoon we go for a walk, and they don't care if it's pouring rain or whatever. It's time to go for a walk, and they're a nervous wreck trying to get to that car and get in. It's time to go. So they like their routine and they like their walks.
They don't care how wet you get.
No,
Yeah.
no, you put the rain gear on and you go. Yeah.
Very good. Ralph, what are some of the challenges of having a Newfoundland puppy in your life?
Well, having had a St. Bernard years ago, we raised from a pup, we weren't too unprepared for the drool and for the shedding and stuff. So, and the big dog in the house, but she is. It's like, you know, there's a lot of cleanup after her when she eats. And as far as eating, we are right now feeding her about 4.5, 5 cups a day, and hopefully that will go down when she gets to be a little older. Other than that, right now, my challenge right now is to keep her from chasing things with wheels. So, anything that has wheels and moves, even the trolley downtown in Astoria.
There's lots of things that have wheels and moves.
Yeah, but that's our challenge right now. So, other than that, she's pretty good.
Matt, what's some of the challenges of living with 5 Newfoundland dogs?
Well, it didn't all start out that way, but it ended up with 5. I've had to pick up basically everything in the house because my dogs are allowed to go inside, outside, and I have an in-ground pool, so they're allowed to go in the swimming pool. So the house cleaning is really difficult because I don't know about anybody else's, but mine love the walls, and they go up and down the walls. So at that height, you got dirt marks. So, and that's a constant. I don't brush them, you know, every other day because I can't. So they get brushed every day, a half hour every day. So that's 2.5 hours for dog brushing. And I make their food. I make like a chicken stew and put over brown rice, and they eat 2 cups of food a day, which is about 2,000 calories. And all 4 of mine go on a 6-mile walk every day, and they go swimming whenever they want. So they do get exercise. So mine are a little bit more active probably than some other dogs. It's a chore keeping the house clean. So, like somebody said, they vacuum. I don't even vacuum every day anymore, just twice a week.
Think of it as insulation.
Yeah, and they're good for keeping girlfriends and wives away, ex-wives, yeah. Nobody can stand 5 dogs in the house. Yeah.
Marty, any challenges in living with this one?
Well, you notice we have a black and white one. Our previous 2 Newfoundlands were all black, and let me tell you, they are speed bumps. If you're not careful in the dark, you can take some spectacular falls over them. And of course, as they said about drool, you know how the St. Bernards have the keg under their chin? We've actually thought of hanging a roll of paper towels.
Lori, any challenges living with your second Newfoundland?
Nothing more than what I think puppies would do. She chewed up my truck seat. And my husband wasn't very happy. He didn't want another Newfoundland to begin with. So, but I keep telling him they're like potato chips. You can't have just one.
That's Matt's motto.
Yeah, and like, not to interrupt, but like you were saying, since my oldest is going to be 13 in November, and that's because I fix their own food, so there's no preservatives, no nothing. It's the same thing that you would eat.
Anything else? Chewing. You getting those new teeth in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what she's doing.
Yeah.
Usually on my fingers.
Yeah. Do you still have parts of all of your fingers?
Yeah, I got a lot of marks, but speaking of tripping over one, we have a motorhome and we take them with us wherever we go. And before I got her, Michaela, my 3-year-old, just happened to be laying in the floor and it was dark and I didn't see her. Well, I tripped over her and broke my foot. So we were on our first day of our trip and we turned around and came home. So that's one of the bad things of it. But
Okay, Ann.
The bad things?
Yeah.
So, well, they don't do a lot sometimes, like Toby. But he's still there, so if you need to walk through the door, you can try to step over, but then he notices you, raises his head, and then you fall over. And he just wanted to say hi. So they can be kind of like big lumps, but mostly they're just kind of messy. And if you don't like it messy, if you like it pristine, you don't want it in front of them. They don't understand the meaning of
Well, I guess I could tell you if you haven't had, because we had for the first one, he got one dish of water in the kitchen in his whole life, the first one. And it went, if you ever see them drink, it goes everywhere. So I had to mop the kitchen, so he quickly, water went out on the patio, you know, for that little process. And, you know, like everybody says, I don't think we put the vacuum away since he arrived. It's kind of pointless. You can always do that. Yeah, it's yeah, of course, obviously the positives outweigh it, but I lost a little car piece too when he was a puppy. Chewed through some wires in the back, and one of the side arms got when he was in. Well, we were giving him rawhide, and it was leather, you know. So, you know, obviously he didn't know the difference, and he did that in. But that ended, you know. That's the only damage he's ever done. That was over with, and you know, at first I thought I needed a new car because we just drive a little Subaru, but they both get in there. It's worked out, and we didn't have to buy a new one.
They just have to get along.
Yeah, huh? Our food, yeah, yeah. We I guess we make our own. It's organic brown rice and chicken and sweet potato, and we throw flaxseed in there and in olive oil, yeah. So they pretty much they do have their kibble available to them, and we've kind of like the Bill Jacks. I don't know. It seems to be high in protein, but they mostly eat what we make. That's their preference. Is we call it chicky rice. I shouldn't have said that, huh?
You didn't tackle them.
Yeah. Oh, I know, not yet. But yeah, we cook for them. I guess that's a downside. But you know, our kids left, and you know, they're off doing their own thing. You know, so you know, it felt like I spent my life, you know, taking care of them and doing what they needed. And when they were gone, this guy's filled in. Now I, you know, spend my life doing what he needs.
So Bob, any challenges having Dolly in your life? No drawbacks.
Oh,
Everybody
don't
should get
listen
one.
to that. Ask his wife.
If Bob can't come up with any, we're going to ask Ray to jump in here.
There's the backhoe for the yard.
Oh, good.
Other than that, I like drool. Sometimes I carry it in my finger and try to give it away. She doesn't think it's fun. No.
Anything else, Ray?
Well, all they have to do is look at the fur with the pine and the fir needles. That's in your house all the time.
Yeah, it's real bark dust.
It's real.
Bark does. So, Sue, any drawbacks to having this cute puppy?
Well, I don't know. There were things that we've gone through. The one thing about the water, she loves water. She likes it when I pour it. She likes it running. She doesn't like it just still. And so in her dish, first we give it to her in the kitchen, and she immediately would take a drink, and then she just get in it, just the whole, she went all over the kitchen. I mean, she paused it.
All these other handlers are nodding.
And she actually did the same thing up here. And they had to bring out another thing, and they put ice cubes in it. She took all the ice cubes out. But that's one big drawback. But it's not anymore because I have a really neat place to feed her outside on the porch. But playing with us with her teeth, baby teeth, man, that was hard because you know they like to chew on you, play with you, and those teeth are so sharp. She did send me to an emergency accident once. It was an accident on her part, you know. But she, as far as chewing, she's done so good. I mean, we have a playroom for my grandchildren. And first time when she go in, she started taking things, and I just taught her really quick not to do it. And now she'll go in and get it, to walk out in the kitchen and look at me and drop it because she knows I can take it. She can't have it, but she's really smart. But the drawback was the biting and the water situation was the biggest thing. We bought her a swimming pool too. She's got a wading pool and she gets in that and it's got that deep, you know, thing, and she digs the little animal things, pictures on the bottom. That's a good thing. No real big drawbacks yet.
Except she's a
So
gopher.
tell us about your challenges. If you can think of any.
I can think of a few. He's, like I said, he's powerful. I'll be talking to people outside the PetSmart while I'm trying to get him out of my truck, and I'll be holding on to the door frame. He's leaning on me, and the thing that's going through my mind when I'm talking to these people is he's leaning on me. I'm going, you know, this dog, if he wanted to, he could so easily shatter my arm, but he's just staying back because he's a big, gentle giant. So a lot of people got to realize they are powerful dogs. They properly trained, they can pull half a ton, and it's you know, that's a lot of power in these little guys. Drool. If you don't like Drool, you definitely don't want a Newfoundland. When he was a puppy and I was taking a friend out to see him at the breeder, her male came running up to the gate, and he was 25, 30 feet away from the gate before it opened, and he started shaking his head, and we saw him sling one up about 25 feet in the air, and it hit the alpacas about 100 feet away, and the alpaca was shaking its head wondering what hit it. So it was it was huge. It was impressive. I don't think I've seen Newfoundland do one that large, but they do drool. And you know, if you look at most of us, we all have a drool rag around nearby. There's a reason. The fur, they collect everything. I mean, you take them out for a hike, you gotta brush them out. What's really bad is the real little BB size burrs that they get, because they just come mat real quick, and you almost have to cut them out if they're not right on the surface. But yeah, grooming's the big thing about them. But they're usually pretty good about it. If you keep up on it, they'll let you groom them because they love the attention. You gotta play with them when you groom them too. And they are, if they want to do something, you gotta make sure you're in control, because since they're so big, they will go do something, and you just, you know, you gotta tell them no, or otherwise they'll do it. They're just big and strong, and they're highly intelligent. One of the things I've noticed with having a brown versus the Lancers and the blacks is you can see the intelligence in these Lancers and the blacks when they're looking around, but you can't really see their eyes. With a brown, you can see their yellow eyes, and you always figure out what they're looking at and what they're thinking and what they're going to do. So it's kind of a tell what they're, you know, they want. Yeah, you want to make sure they're not going to do what they want to do. You want them to do what you want to do. But yeah, they're highly intelligent dogs, and they can get themselves into trouble.
Okay, Terry.